Greetings everyone, and Great here for another Advanced Wars by Web replay. Spawn on the south side is Dark Gray Hawke, we got SylerSK. Spawn on the north side is the green Waylon, we got GreyfieldGuy. Waylon, of course, has been buffed from the cartridge counterpart, has reduced boarding cost to radius 30-60-60, provides a standard +10/+10 for all units, and all areas get an additional plus 20% offense plus 40% defense, totaling to +30/+50 for air units. Additionally, for a superpower, it does provide, of course, all that globally, but instead of +40, provides a staggering +300% defense. Hawke is, of course, technically a custom CO in Tiny Wars. Standard boarding cost to 30, 70, 120 maximum energy, 20% offense, 10% defense. Does provide the Black Wave effect and provide the Black Storm effect, but do note the energy cost does not match 120, so you can save a little bit extra power charge over. So, let's go to get started. That sort of music sort of slung around a little bit. I was a bit worried there. Looks like double infantry for both sides. We do have, this is a 2-base, 1 airport map with a pair of temporary airports in the center. Waylon's probably going to load himself into a battlecopter. Those not come to see him load up into a tank. Since this will be maxed out vet tank, will still at least +10/+10, and they will support nearby battlecopters. We do have a bike now deployed by Hawke. And I still believe there's a river behind this forest tyrant. I'm still completely annoyed by that. Oh, bike advanced way forward, stealthily. Double bike there with 5,000 monies. And Waylon does have 5,000 income as well, so he can go for another pair of bikes this turn. Does go for another pair of bikes. Hawke does have 7,000 income, but he probably won't go for a tank this turn. And Waylon does have 8,000 income, but probably won't go for a tank next turn because he needs 1,500 for an infantry unit. Though it may not be not a bad idea to go for a flare or recon. Goes for artillery piece. And he still has 8,000 income, while Hawke does have 10,000 monies this turn, so he can't go for a tank. And then an infantry unit there. And he'll probably load himself into the tank, but he may load himself into the HQ in the center of the map. Tank infantry. Waylon does have 8,000 funds, so he can't go for tank infantry as well this turn. It looks like both sides heading down south. We got a large number of Hawke infantry, and Waylon's pushing forward with a good number of bikes down south. T-copter infantry. Okay, I was not expecting T-copter. You can go ahead and start pushing over here. Both sides got a little bit sparse into the northern part, and Waylon's a little bit sparse in the center. Artillery is a little bit situational. Of course, there's plenty of hiding spots there for the ruins, the city, and the forest. One provides 2 defense stars, one provides 1 defense star, the other one provides 3 defense stars. And making friends with the mountain tiles? Sorry, I must have missed something. There's always a little bit of delay in the stream. Are you talking about the river forest tile thingy? Tank bike? Couple good number of projects being captured. And Hawke does end his turn with his tank on top of the HQ, so it's going to be a CO next turn, very likely. Does have A-tier and flare. It's a good idea to go for an A-tier relatively early, particularly against either Waylon or Tasha. Snowwind as well. Catches some sectors there. Can interrupt the radar station. The radar station provides 3 defense stars. Interrupts the capture there. Artillery does not move there. The wasteland was in the way. Does seal the tank there. Does load up his unit and gets a shot there. Yep, I tend to do Days of Ruin every Tuesday. No, the infantry vision bonus you get from parking such a vehicle on top of the mountain tile. Got it. Sorry, there's some things I sort of just miss. What you're trying, because I'm never very good at chatting with people. Artillery does get a good strike there. 1 health infantry does finish off the 1 health infantry. Interrupts the capture even further. 3 capture progress remaining. Decides to put more rounds the other infantry unit there while finishing off. Some more shots there. Hawke does have 14 energy. Anti-air hitting down south. Waylon does have a decent amount of funds. Go for battlecopter and a rig. Rig is interesting. There's already a temporary airport on the field, so I'm not sure why he went for a rig. Maybe trying to rig the game. Artillery, double artillery there, double mech and battlecopter himself. Puts the command tank on top of the temporary airport, which of course does provide here hiding spaces both for air and ground. Waylon does CO's battlecopter, not big surprise. The artillery piece is in the radius, but nothing in range. Double task that infantry unit there, pulls back the bike to HQ, and gets a good shot there in the bike. Trying to flip a property as well. Just double infantry, so saves 10,000 funds. He might be going for a bomber next turn. Or a ship? I have no idea what Waylon's going to be eyeing. There's a lot of things he can do with a pile of money. And again, there's a lot of things that many people can do with a pile of money. Hawke's getting a decent amount of energy. Nice 22 so far. The command tank is on the wasteland, so it's not hidden, but at least gets 2 defense stars. Waylon can push towards battlecopter, but of course their anti-air is close by, but he may not have seen it. Picks off a good number. Battleship, okay. And does go put the infantry unit onto the southern property. It's probably a good idea to keep the infantry there, because it'll help prevent a teacup from dropping off another unit there. Oh yeah, I always forget that double shore. Double shores always throws me off. Does throw a flare there. Does not see the battleship. The battleship is a very important thing not to get flared. Missile. The missile node is added for because it knows where it's not. Got multiple artillery pieces there. Does get a good shot there. ATR will finish off the ATR revolve. Waylon's battlecopter gets a good strike there. 10 free energies. Probably a good idea for Waylon's battleship just to strike the flare. Does got a bit of energy charge, that's why he attacked with the tank first. So Waylon's up with a nice 37 energy, goes for his own missile. Of course, with only battlecopter, his superpower only affects his own CO unit, both bar the +10/+10 global. Though, if he only affects himself, it's clearly the Flight of the Coward. That's his name, his theme song, right? Hawke goes for double missile? That's something that's probably not a good idea. Does get trapped there. Gets a good shot there. Picks it off the battleship, which was in CO zone radius. 47 energy versus 44. Hawke could get CO power. I am not sure if... Yeah, can the flare get 6 damage onto the command copter? Or 5. Because he can pick off this 1 health infantry unit there with a tank. And... let's see. 12 damage. Okay, the flare can only do not enough damage to a battlecopter, so it looks like he will get a CO power deployed this turn, but at least can perhaps get it charged up. Does go ahead and try to flip that property, but there's infantry unit there. Double missiles, new meta. GreyfieldGuy definitely isn't expecting it. True, but the thing is, he only has the 1 battlecopter. It's not that useful. Hawke does get enough of his CO power. His CO unit's way over here. Battleship can strike it. Of course, just needs a spotter. Oh. Deploys a temporary airport? Oh, seaport there? Okay. I don't know for what real purpose. The battleship already has free reign. I would assume be trying to deploy a temporary airport somewhere over here. I know there's already one there, I just don't know. The rig was definitely an interesting option. Wasn't paying attention to how much it was boosting stuff forward, but didn't seem it was doing all too much, honestly. Interrupts the capture. Let's get a good shot there. And what? Goes for a cruiser? Why? That has no coverage. Why would you go for a cruiser? The cruiser just has no coverage. And not to mention he has a missile nearby. That cruiser's a waste. He did get a battlecopter at least. He didn't park his command copter on top of the temporary airport. There's a black wave. Hits the battleship, so the cruiser will get a shot off. Somehow. Vision boost? Oh yeah, cruisers do have decent vision range, don't they? Let's see, vision range 5. But still, it's not cheap. The missiles do also 5 vision range as well. Command copter gets a good shot there. The battleship can fall back, but maybe not worth it to repair it. It's expensive to repair it and doesn't really need much more fire support, so it's probably not worth repairing it. And it looks like this property will get flipped. Do have a battlecopter here nearby, but Waylon's battlecopter is very resilient. Deal a decent amount of damage there. Probably worth it. Does get a good shot there. Anti-air nearby, which was in vision range, so that this battlecopter going down. Waylon actually won the duel there. Got a pair of rockets on the field. I think Hawke is going for too much indirects. 2 missiles, 2 rockets. Medium tank and anti-air. Saw that unit there. Falls back to temporary airport. Doesn't need to deploy a superpower just yet. It's not going to be useful either way. +10/+10 global effectively. And the missile is out of range. True. And he did put the battleship back on the seaport for a bit of repairs. I say don't go past 8 health. You just don't need it repaired too much. Does take the T-copter there with a missile, so this entry is going to be trapped there. Probably going to be a join capture here, or just capture. Double. I think Hawke is going too much into indirects. Does spot the mech there. Does not move the battleship off the seaport. Yeah, that's why I said it'd probably be best just to keep at 6 health. It doesn't need to be too powerful to provide good coverage. Plus, you can always throw in the reef there for hiding, because this should hide naval units. Yeah. I still say the cruiser's not worth it. There's other things to provide vision. Vision wasn't necessarily his issue. Way too expensive for that. Might as well just deploy a recon drive up front. And the missile itself has good spotting. Because the missile knows where it's at, because it knows where it's not. Oh, loads the battlecopter in the cruiser. Can't be launched, though, like a carrier. Joins the command copter there, so he gets a bit of refund. Goes for a rocket for himself. And now going to be pushing forward the rig, boost some mechs forward with the rig. Artillery in range, and does spot it. Hits that unit there. Waylon right now does have 4 battlecopters over here, which is a significant amount for a superpower. Missile will still do a fair amount of damage to it. And with the superpower active, but he could use his superpower just to withstand the missile attacks, counterattack. And Hawke does go for bomber. Does strike the missile there. Rocket artillery, so Waylon's not going for heavy number of rockets. Does hit that tank twice. Bomber advancing. Waylon still has this missile in the region, and the cruiser does take a hit there from the medium tank, which is not great. Decopter medium tank. Battleship gets direct hit there on the rocket, nearly knocking it out. It's actually aircraft carrier. He can launch it, so he can get repairs there. It's not too... It's expensive. An expensive repair platform. It can still launch stuff out, so it won't reduce mobility. It may shelter from powers and superpowers from Hawke, but that's definitely an expensive call there. Seaplanes are still pretty nice, especially for Waylon. Artillery here could strike into this forest. It will be spotted though. But nothing to spot it, though. The flare there, then could be rocketed. Bomber strikes the battleship. The cruiser can get some retaliation damage. The battleship will have to go down south, or move the aircraft carrier first, or maybe first launch the... I think it's time for Waylon to go for super... Wait, okay, the missile's out of range. I think it may be time for Waylon to pop his superpower and charge forward with his battlecopters. Yeah, I think this is time for superpower. Pushing up north before you get any scouting is probably a good idea. Let's hit the anti-air, takes out the anti-air. It's the bomber there, so it does pop the superpower. Immediately gets trapped on our artillery. That's not great. It hits the rocket rather than the missile, which is probably fine enough since he goes for a seaplane, using it as forward momentum. He can withstand a missile shot. It'll hurt. He will withstand 2 missile shots, so maybe they focus 1 down at a time. Let's see now. Hawke will not be able to get superpower this turn. Let's see. A missile will do 30 damage. This one, that's Specialty 1, will also effectively do 30 damage. So one of these battlecopters will get hit pretty hard, but that's about it. Though we do have some other battlecopters here, which will do not great damage as well. So his aircraft will loiter around for a significant amount of pain. Does take the cruiser, but it's definitely paid for itself. Hawke is getting a good amount of power charge, that's for sure. Waylon's command copter is still alive as well, so he can still provide some more forward momentum there. Waylon now is 22,000 versus 26,000. Rocket, infantry, and duster. Howdy. Push forward his battlecopter, takes out that flare, missile falls back, guns down the battlecopter there. Good strike there. Battleship takes out that tank. Seaplane strikes a battlecopter, hits the missile, hits the battlecopter. Still got a 4 health missile, and of course this 9 health missile. Of course, 9 health missile is hidden, but he should roughly know where it's at. The flare is knocked out, so the artillery could advance to that forest. This missile will probably take out Waylon's command copter. Along with this missile, he can focus it down. Probably could, that's outside his own radius. Hawke can perhaps get Black Storm this turn. He may just want to pop Black Wave, if not. Does pop the Black Wave. Rocket will at least get a strike, though the artillery took a nice hit there. Anti-air infantry battlecopter. Waylon's command copter did go down. Artillery gets a good strike there. Pulls back the seaplane. Get a strike there. Do have another seaplane still available. CO's the Aircraft carrier, that is expensive. I think that's an emergency one, trying to get the CO power charge going. He's using as a flagship. Good shots there, gets a decent amount of power charge, 14. I don't know if that was a good idea. It was expensive, that's for sure. Goes for infantry there. Only forward infantry unit there with COing a aircraft carrier. Who's on top of on a reef, so it's hidden. That's also not how reefs work. Seaplane down to 1 ammo. I think as well, the seaplane could go hit another target. The aircraft carrier can actually shoot down the duster of all things. Yeah, remember, aircraft carrier can has a machine gun that can strike all targets. Oh, I just realized Hawke has 2 T-Copters over here. Oh well. And this infantry unit here could be sieged down by the rocket if there's a flare to spot it. Could allow them to free up to drop paradrop on in. Will we see the aircraft carrier make a kill this turn? Takes out the rocket there. Rocket gets struck there. Sends a 5 health seaplane there. Takes out the missile. Does not use the aircraft carrier to destroy that unit. Use the seaplane. He did not need to do that. Not a problem. Background noise is something I'm good at. We do have another seaplane deployed out there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Remind me. I just want to make sure. Let's see. Yep, could have struck the duster. Oh wait, no. Attack. Oh yeah, yeah. It would do 40% damage to that duster, so it would take out that duster that was there. That aircraft carrier gets struck twice. It's probably going to do not repair it. But it is being decent bait. He has a seaplane load on inside of it. Strikes the artillery piece, but thanks to extra defense, it did not take 1% damage, or 1 health. Flare, battlecopter, and tank. Missile gets a strike there, finish off the infantry unit there. I actually did pull back the carrier and did not unload the seaplane. I think that was not a good idea. Puts this one on top of the temporary port, not a bad idea. Though I think on one argument why not to shoot down the aircraft, it wouldn't be not on top of the reef or hidden. I just want to say, aircraft carrier shooting down something. I don't think I've ever seen that yet cast in the game before. I just know it's possible. Oh, Black Wave has been summoned. He has 5 energy left over. Mech can get a good strike there onto that anti-air. Then maybe use the seaplane to finish it off. Missile gets a strike there on the battlecopter. Mech, yep, those units finish off that one unit. Mech gets a good strike there. And it won't be able to take it out though. Well, could be pushed forward with this here. Oh well. Takes out that unit there. Pops the superpower. Ooh. He is want to make sure his aircraft doesn't get shot down. Not aggressive, just offensive CO power, which he is the air defense CO. Right now, Greyfield ends her 131, Hawke ends her 161, so Hawke has a decent advantage, about 1 turn. Their incomes are now the same. That battleship's getting struck a lot of times. Artillery should be able to take out that infantry unit there. Finish off that unit there. You can shoot it down with the carrier. Nothing's loaded inside of it, and will be in its turn a hiding spot. And he used a seaplane. He did not need to do that, like I said. I wonder if he got the fact that the aircraft carrier can still has a machine gun. An AA gun. Tank. Artillery, nope, the artillery is no longer in range. Medium tank artillery and T-copter. If the infantry unit finds a tank, the rock can get a good strike. Does find it. Battlecopter strike, battlecopter. Oh, nice little recon pass. We have a fully veteran missile down south. It's done some good work. Puts this seaplane on top of the temporary airport. Artillery infantry. Good strikes there. Looks like Waylon needs to start prepping a defense here. So this tank will be hit twice, not get one-shotted by this one. We have some tanks in reserve, so maybe some battlecopters. Seaplanes in our region help him out. He is lacking... Oh, there's an 8-year there. Yep, that will one-shot it. Does get trapped there, takes it out. Machine guns it down. Seaplane actually goes for the 8-year and got enough damage, it was worth it. Flare mech. $176 for 134. Oh, that battlecopter's gonna go down. And a lot of the stuff will get hit there. The medium tank will go down for the rocket and battleship. So yeah, Waylon's indirects here are just providing good coverage. Battleship was at first very questionable, but it's done great work. And him constantly repairing was a good call in the end. Hawke now is 27,000. Could eye for a bomber. Missile rocket, I was not expecting that. And deploys out his last seaplane. Double taps a missile, does take out that unit there. Don't worry about that. Takes out that unit there, takes out that battlecopter as well. Rig push forward for mech. Mech. Takes out the artillery. Good shot there on the rocket. Takes out the seaplane. Seaplane's actually out of ammo now. I think that's why he sacked the anti-air onto it, just to get rid of its ammo, but the temporary airport here is unoccupied. Good hits there. We do have now a full fighter in the field. These seaplanes have warned enough response for a full fighter. Let's see, 158 versus 171, so... Oh, he can still at least use the rig for a resupply there. I think he should have let the other one perhaps get on top of the temporary airport. Additionally, the seaplane will find that rocket, gets a good strike there. Push for the temporary, or not temporary, but the permanent aircraft carrier. And this one that's out of ammo does not get resupplied by the APC, but if he drops the mech, if he loads up the mech, gets inside of it, he will not be able to resupply if he also drops the mech. Pick one. This is not Advanced Wars by Web. Does hit the rocket there and the missile. Does get trapped there. The aircraft carrier can get a shot there. Will the aircraft carrier lead from the front? Double missile. He has been going heavy with missiles. with a fighter in the field, I think double missile is actually a bad idea. He can do this. Oh, he didn't use the aircraft carrier. Oh, he did that to get some power charge, though. He could have got his own power charge increased by shooting it, I think. And then would have reached out to that spot. Tank ain't here. The seaplane has 1 ammo. He can charge forward and get resupplied by the rig. Looks like this fighter just keeping loitering on this temporary port, just ready to ambush a seaplane. Does get a nice little scatter around, spots the flare, shoots it down. Both these seaplanes could find some harbor into the aircraft carrier and get launched a little bit later. And just heads out up north of 1 for better coverage. Does put the battlecopter inside though. Double tank. Waylon is at 50 energy, just need a little more energy. Battlecopter, anti-air, and flare. Good shot there. He does spot the fighter, and he also does put the seaplane in range of the missile. That's not great. So this seaplane will be going on down. He does have enough for his superpower, just needs to deploy it out so he can't see the seaplane with his superpower. Does go for full bomber and tank. Does get trapped there. Mech, flare, and battlecopter. Does hit the rocket there twice. Seaplane hits the battlecopter. Was he's not eyeing for a superpower? He should have gotten superpower earlier to get plus 10 global. Oh well, or plus 30% firepower on these seaplanes. Anti-air, tank, and battlecopter. I just love how little damage. All those indirects firing away. Gets a shot on large number of aircraft. Put some units in range of the rocket and the battleship. Takes out that tank there. Hits the anti-air. Battlecopter goes down. Tank strikes anti-air. Loads up the bomber inside the aircraft carrier. That's a little bit historically inaccurate. Because not many aircraft can actually land on carriers and take off from them. Bombers in particular. Anti-air, battlecopter. Takes a seaplane, hits the anti-air. Fighter strikes seaplane, does not knock it out. Tank. Okay, so those units there. Tank will strike the rocket. Trying to flip some properties now. Loads up battlecopter inside of it. Bomber still has been deployed. Hits this missile. Takes out the fighter with the anti-air. Takes out the missile with the tank. put some rounds there. 2 healthy battlecopters, but nothing much for them to really contest against. Right now, Waylon's just starting to steamroll. 213 value in the field versus 80,000. Oh yeah, that carrier can carry 2 bombers, no problem. Oh, and Hawke goes to his own aircraft carrier. He may just resign this turn. Or maybe not. Sort of like how Age of Empires 2, you put 5 elephants to a transport ship. In the definitive edition of Age of Empires 2, if you load up a transport ship fully with elephants, it actually does display a unique animator where there's a bunch of elephant heads sticking out of the transport ship. Looks like Hawke is just going to fight to the last. Never mind. This is Angrade saying, thank you for watching, and on to next replay.